think one time we should meet on a Sunday afternoon when we all have our makeup on and look beautiful.
Ooh, yes.
Let's
do this. This is exciting. It's been a few weeks, I know, since I've been on the call, so I'm excited to get with everybody and kind of hear what's going on. We had a huge November, obviously, and so there's a lot of stuff that we can talk about. But let's go through. There's 7 of us, so everybody go through and just kind of quickly introduce yourself. There are some new faces, and maybe, your connection, your upline, kind of where you are in the whole thing. So I'll start at which is my corner, is Rachel. Go ahead.
Me, Rachel?
Yes, you, Rachel Wagner.
Okay. Hi, y'all. So yeah, I'm Rachel Wagner, and I became a senior Ruby on like the 25th of last month. So this is all kind of new territory.
Awesome. Congratulations.
Thank you. I'm really excited. I went Ruby in September, so I skipped October for promotion and then promoted in November.
Awesome.
And I'm going to try and be Emerald by January, but we'll see. You never know. God's timing.
Yeah.
But so my upline is not in Dallas. My upline is actually in Oklahoma. It's Heather Burke. I don't know if y'all know her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Heather Burke. She's amazing. So I've tried to connect with as many people as I can in Dallas, and I met Dawn in person finally in Georgetown.
Yes.
Yeah.
We had a good time on our food and wine tour. Cool.
Yeah, it was really fun. Yeah.
So very good. Cool. We'll skip over to Amy because it's like me. I'll do last. So Amy, go ahead.
All right. Hi, I'm Amy Triplett. So I was senior Ruby in May, right before convention. I really pushed for that. And so I should have been, like many of us, I thought I would have been Emerald in October. But then I was like, definitely November. So now, of course, I'm like, definitely December. But honestly, it'll happen in God's timing. But this month, I really feel like it is. I ended with 1277 points, and I added 104 people to my team. So I'm praying that it just happens. However, of course, last year, a lot of, December is a weird month because a lot of people turn off. So I'm not getting my hopes up too much. I'm just really, that's what I'm working on right now, is how can I be proactive? So that's what I would love to talk about today. It's how to be proactive, with doing it this month. So if not, I'm sure it'll be January or February, whatever. It'll happen. But
104, that's awesome. Those are huge numbers.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Let's go to Jana Lee.
Hey, okay. So I've been senior Ruby since September. Yeah, September. So right before everything changed. So I was, yes, my projection was to go Emerald this month. This was actually, my stretch goal was going to be November. So anyway, that didn't pan out. So, but I ended really well on points, around 1,200. I don't know. I go in the back office and it kind of jumps over and under. So I can't really tell if there might have been a person or two that ordered that fell in that category. Their order didn't actually get paid for. So I don't really know, but it was close, and we added 79. So, if I do the math and it looks exactly the way I want it to, I could absolutely be Emerald this month. But like everybody says, December's a weird month, and I've been trying to be proactive, running a contest. Everyone who gets their 100 PV by the 15th takes advantage of the free shipping. I'm giving away a VivoFit because they're like $50 right now at Best Buy. The VivoFits are.
Oh,
so,
wow.
But it's not seemed to make a huge difference in who's going to order and who's going to just let their auto ship go through anyway. But I've been kind of encouraging because of the slow shipping that's happening. And not on Plexus part, actually. I've been focusing on the postal service and the fact that Christmas is here and slow, so things are going to go out slower. I've not been focusing on the Plexus side of that because really there's a huge postal service component to that we're not really,
right.
A lot of people aren't even thinking about. So I'm really trying to kind of point people to that and say, hey, order early so your stuff is going to get here. And then I have some other incentives going for people getting white lines to order and all of that. But what it comes down to it, I've been contacting people like crazy. And a lot of it is, you know what, I'm a single mom. Christmas comes before my products. So you can't argue with that. So yeah, the Sunday school answer is in God's timing, but it's all going to get real. We all want it now. We want it this month. So I still haven't given up on it being this month, but it'll be in God's timing.
Yeah. That's how I'm like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah. So
cool. All right. Let's see, Megan, you have your mic off. Does that mean you want to talk or not? Okay. There you go.
No, okay. I'm on hold with customer service, so I have them on speaker. And I have
I love that.
Oh, look.
out here. My name is Megan Reiner. I promoted to Senior Ruby in October. I've kind of had a slower journey. I hit silver quickly, and then it took me a year to go gold. I'm gold on my 1 year anniversary. That was in January of this year, and then I hit Senior Gold in April, Ruby in August, and then Senior Ruby in October. So it's starting to go faster now, but it's taking me a long time to get here. My direct upline is Sarah Rogan, who just went Emerald last month, and her upline is Andrea Mitchell. So I'm in the Andrea Mitchell Roz Celeste line.
Cool. Good deal. Where do you live?
I'm in the Houston area. I'm in Spring. So, Amber, I don't know if you remember, but you drove me to Super Saturday 2 Januaries ago.
Yes. Are you friends with Christy, right?
Yeah.
Yes, that is so funny. So funny.
Cool.
That's awesome.
Small world. Yeah. Okay, Amber, Miss Amber.
Okay. I actually went Senior Ruby May of last year, 2014. Sorry. So my journey was like really fast to Senior Ruby. And then I've just kind of been Senior Ruby since. But let's see. I am under Nikki Hinkle. I live in the Woodlands, Texas area, so I'm not far from Spring at all. But Nikki is my sponsor. And yeah, I guess I'm kind of in a place where I could force Emerald if I wanted to, I think. But I have just heard so many people who've done that and then it's not lasting. And so I'm like, like you said, in God's timing, it's going to happen. But right now I'm really just focusing on building up my upcoming leaders. I think, Dawn, we've talked about this a little bit, but like, I feel like I've kind of done everything and I've led my team this entire time. And once you get to this point, it's not sustainable. Like, you can't do it all yourself. So I'm at a point where I'm really trying to just build up their confidence in them being leaders and training their own teams. So that's kind of where I am right now, like just building belief in themselves as leaders.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll talk about that. That's good. Okay, and then you told me, I know 830 told me your name. I'm sorry. Can you introduce yourself again?
Oh, that's okay. I'm Julie Felpel. I'm in New Braunfels, Texas, and I am under Chris and Susie and Mandy Richardson, and I have been Senior Ruby since October, so I'm pretty new, Senior Ruby, and just trying to push through and get to Emerald. I hear all y'all's points, and I'm like, oh my gosh, that feels like so far away, but I know it'll come. It'll come. So I'm just excited to be here and hear what y'all have to say.
Well, good. Congratulations, all you guys that just promoted to Senior Ruby. That's a big deal. Yay, yay, yay. Well, I think I'm like Amber. I think I'm like a professional Senior Ruby, you guys. That's what I'm like. I turned Senior Ruby in November, so I've been Senior Ruby for a year. And I kind of had Amber's journey where, like, from Silver to Senior Ruby happened within just a few months. And it was like, oh, and, you know, anyway, but that's all good. You know, it's all about what you learn in between and the valleys and the personal growth and the digging a little deeper and looking in the mirror and all those things. And so it's been a really good year of that for me. And yeah, so I feel like I joke around. I'm like, yeah, I mean, I've tried everything to get my team rolling and moving and grooving to get to the next level. So just, let's have a conversation. I can tell you what doesn't work. No, I'm just kidding. So my sponsor is actually Celeste Quinn. So her husband and I went to high school together. So I actually had never met Celeste when I joined, but I knew her husband really well, and so that's how we got connected. So my upline's obviously down in Texas, and so when I started here in Virginia, which is where I'm from, like nobody had heard of Plexus. There was no teams, and that was in January of 2014. Yeah, January of 2014 is when I started. So we started this. So Amanda's here. Yay.
Yay.
Hey.
So sorry. I was grocery shopping for the husband who has the stomach bug.
Oh no.
Yeah.
That's a really pretty picture of you.
Oh, well, thanks. It was one of my maternity pictures.
It's very pretty.
Unloading groceries, so you continue to talk and I'll listen. Thank goodness.
Okay, we were just kind of introducing ourselves. So you want to just introduce yourself to everybody?
Sure. My name's Amanda Pruitt. Most of my friends call me Odie. I actually prefer to go by Odie because
I know that. I do that every time. I know you're Odie.
It's okay. I know it's okay. It says Amanda, I think. In that.
I know it says you need to change it. So I do that every time.
But I feel like there's a lot of Amandas in the company, so I feel like I kind of wanted to set myself different from everyone else. So I figured, why not Odie? Because there's probably only one Odie, I started Plexus in March of 2014. A month later, I found out I was expecting. So my pregnancy journey and Plexus journey kind of started at the same time. So it's definitely been a learning, a new chapter in my life. I double promoted in the month of July to Ruby and Senior Ruby. So my team kind of grew kind of fast. My 2-year mark will be March 1st. And I was still working at the time for corporate America at Chase Bank, working like 10, 12 plus hours. So I wasn't able to put in the time that I am now, that I'm home a little bit more. So I feel like I'm working a little bit more on my personal growth and trying to just be there for my team. So I'm just kind of learning from all you guys and learning as I go along.
Awesome. Good deal. Okay, so me, Amanda, some of us have been doing this for a few months, and that's why I'm like, because it's really fun. As we do this every Friday, you kind of get to know each other, and you're like, my Zoom Senior Ruby friends. You look forward to really to each other and our friendships, and then meeting. Some of us got to meet at Leaders Retreat, so that was cool. All right, so let's talk, you guys. I know for me, it's like, okay, we had November to Remember. We had this huge push. We had team members, these huge teams. We've got all these newbies. I know for me, I'm like, okay, now what? Like, how do you get your head wrapped around and your arms wrapped around all these new people that need to be trained, that need to be engaged, that need to really catch the vision and the belief quickly? Because we all know that, that first 30 days of someone building belief and really getting involved is so important for their future and success. So I would love to hear what's going on for you guys, and if anybody has anything that they're really excited about.
I can share my.
Just kidding. Go ahead, Amy.
I think I've mentioned to you guys before, but just to give you a little update, we're doing that No Gain campaign.
Yeah.
So that has been so much better than I even expected. It's just so good because a lot of people are participating. My goal was to get 40 weight loss stories in the month of December, because if I could do that, then, when January comes along, you're going to be like, well, these people lost weight in December. Like nobody could tell me it doesn't work if I can get 40 weight loss stories. And I want to say we're pretty close to already having that. Like, we do daily check-ins and weekly weight check-ins and stuff, and I'm sharing tons of testimonies. It's been so great. And what I did, and what I've learned from this group actually, is because I was very much like Amber and Dawn with doing everything for my team, and I did everything. So what I did, I don't remember who it was, but somebody said, you give people jobs and they'll step up, and I really have done that. So with this group, I literally have somebody in charge of MyFitnessPal, somebody in charge of water, somebody in charge of products, somebody in charge of exercise. I have a personal trainer and then a nutritionist. So, and what we did is we picked one day a week, and I'm in charge of encouragement and just managing it. So I, like each day of the week, somebody posts something new. Like Mondays is nutrition, Tuesdays is MyFitnessPal, Wednesdays is water, that kind of thing. And I just let them, I have some where like, wait, can I do this? Can I do that? And I'm always like, you're in charge. You can do awesome. Go for it. And they have stepped up. My product girl is phenomenal. I love this girl. She's just like, she did a conversation. She made up a conversation between Slim and the ambassador. And it was just so cute, like the way she does it. So anyway, and then each night I go in and I just say, okay, and I try to make it cute. Like last night we did. I use the, I don't even know how to say the word. What do you guys say that? Emoji? The little pictures. How do you say that word?
Emoji?
Yeah, thank you. Okay. I see it, but I don't know how to say it. Anyway, so I said, based on what you did today, use those little pictures. And it was just so funny. Like it, and then I do weekly, like today's Friday, so I'm going to be doing a drawing today. So I do weekly drawings, and then the winner who has the best before and after picture, we're going to vote on those, will win $100. So my weekly, the way I choose a weekly person is based on participation. So if you commented every day that I pick one subject. So like this week I'm picking products. Last week was water. So I'm going to look, and if you commented every single day that you took your products, you're going to go into a drawing today, but they don't know it's products. So I just see that. And then lots of testimonies on there. But if you guys go to my timeline I was on yesterday, I had my people post their comments. I have at least 20 people with how they've lost weight already this month. And I've personally lost 5 pounds this month too. So it's just been so great. I just feel like it's really been encouraging to get people started on the products right away and know how to make healthy choices, because that's my goal. So I think I'm going to definitely do it again.
I have a question, Amy. Is it customers and ambassadors?
Yes.
Okay,
everybody.
So it's everybody.
Because I'll be honest, I have not had a huge weight loss story. I have tons of amazing health testimonies, but we just did not have weight loss testimonies. And I just feel like people expect this magic pill, including myself. Like I haven't made many, I've made a lot of changes. Shouldn't say that, but I struggle to be consistent with certain things. So I just wanted the accountability for myself, especially getting your emerald picture with the car. Like I wanted to look like I deserved it. So I just wanted a weight loss story for me. And then I have so many people on my team that just, I hate to say that, but like, I don't know. We went on a meeting a few weeks ago. Beginning of November, and there was 12 or 14, I think, 12 or 13 of us, and I want to say like 11 of us were overweight, and I was one of the smallest ones, and I'm overweight, and it just, I don't know. And we all ordered fried food, and something just didn't sit well with me. I'm like, here we are promoting health and wellness. Like we've got to learn to make better choices, and I've got to, for what we get paid, like. I'm getting paid to exercise, and I'm getting paid to eat healthy, and I've got to take it seriously and be an example. And I was just so convicted after that. And I just thought, for nothing else, I just want to teach people how to eat right and give them specific exercises to do, encourage them to use MyFitnessPal, encourage them to drink water, and encourage them to take their products correctly. So those main things, and that's what it takes. So,
I have a question.
Yeah.
I struggle with time like just having time to do everything at this level that we're trying to do. So would you say that by doing a challenge group like that you're so invested in, do you think it's taken away from anything else, like your own personal business, or do you think it's just all gonna pan itself?
I don't, because what I literally do is like I said, I have those other girls. I have everybody in charge of one thing, so I don't touch the other stuff.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I totally put that in their court. So the only thing I do is at night, which takes 1 second, I just post in there. I post the date, and I'll say, okay, it's 12, what's today's date? 11. How'd you do today? Sometimes if I'm quick, that's all I'll say, and then it just blows up. And then if I can, I'll go in and comment on their stuff, but I don't always do that. And other people do. They encourage each other.
Okay.
So my day is Friday. And so I already posted this morning about something in testimony encouragement, and then I'll do a drawing later. But I make my drawings so easy. I literally put it on my timeline, and I'm like, okay, I need a number from 1 to 47. And I just do it that way. So it's really not that time consuming.
Okay, good.
And do you think there would be?
Oh, go ahead.
Do you think there would be any way that maybe you might be able to add me to that page just so I can kind of peek and take a look at what you're doing, or would you rather private.
No, I can definitely. I've added so many people not on my team to it just to look at it. Again, I am not following anything on my own. Like sometimes I get nervous about that. Usually I follow a script of some sort, and I'm totally not. I'm just doing it. I just made this up. I mean, not that I didn't seem too brilliant, but I'm just saying. So
Right.
I don't mind. The only thing I ask is that you not add your own team people, just because
Oh yeah.
we're doing the prizes, and I just want
Right.
the people.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't mind at all. But I just send me, if you don't mind, your name. I don't see it, or a friend request.
Okay.
And Amy, we're totally on the same page with that. And I know we've kind of talked about it just a little bit, but I'm doing that for, mine's going to be, can you guys hear me? I don't even know if you can hear me.
I can.
Okay. I'm doing mine in January. So we start January 4th. But mine's ambassador only. Just because, similar to what Amy was saying, like I was talking with a bunch of my girls and I was like, oh my gosh, like a lot of us don't even have the basics of good health, or if we do, we don't have a support system to help us. And so my thought process was, if I can get majority of my girls that are a part of the challenge to see results or to feel results, then they'll be more invested in what they're doing and be passionate and start sharing. So I'm doing that too. And there's people coming out of the woodwork that are like, this is what I've needed. Like, I just need the support. So my thought process is people either need support or they need better information. And so I'm hoping that this group will do those two things.
Yeah, that's awesome. I feel like I was going to end it December 31st, but I really think I'm just going to keep going. And I'm going to tell everybody, add all your people. Like, and I might not do a prize every single, but I'm just going to treat it like my team page and just keep going, because, I mean, customers need help too.
Yeah.
And many of them already, I think I've had 2 that's turned into ambassadors just because they love the camaraderie that we have, and they love how they're feeling.
Yeah, that's great. Hey, Amy, I sent you a friend request, but I'm sure you get filled with those every day.
No,
so
okay. Yeah, no, I'll find it.
It's Julie Felple.
Okay, perfect. Yes, I will definitely. I don't mind adding anyone. Like I said, the only thing was.
No, I won't add anybody. I just want to be a little fly on the wall.
Gotcha.
Very good. Cool. Well, I'll go ahead and share a couple things that we're doing, and I want to share it because if you guys have tried something like this and I need to tweak it. I'm getting ready to kind of launch it. Like I said, for us, I just feel like I've got a lot of new people that I really want to hit the ground running and feel like they're trained and they have the basics and they have the tools to be successful. And so we're trying this. And like I said, if you've done this, and give me an idea if this has worked. But I got 4 of my team leaders, and each of us are going to do a training video. So we're actually, instead of just posting other people's videos, we thought, let's make it come from our team leaders, so our new people kind of understand, okay, Dawn's a leader, Carrie's a leader, Lisa's a leader, and then Debbie. And so we're doing 4 different subjects, and we just want to set it up so it's like an assignment, like watch this video about getting started, and then do these homework assignments, and then go on to video number 2. The getting started video number 2 is about product information. So a quick 10-minute video about products, and then do some homework assignments, complete those. Go to video number 3, which we were going to do the compensation plan. And then number 4, we're going to do leadership and team building, so they kind of understand. My question is how, we thought if we had the videos and we can make assignments, and then that's really duplicatable to somebody that maybe isn't necessarily, maybe someone's just, got one ambassador. If they have this series of videos, they can share it and say, hey, this is my team has done this. These are the 1, 2, 3, 4, and do these, so it's already sort of in place. What we were trying to figure out was how to kind of create the environment to getting the information. And so some ideas were just leave it up to the sponsoring ambassador to assign it through an email. Create an actual events page, because an events page you can add to your team page. So create maybe a 2-week event, because events can only run for 2 weeks on Facebook. So start at the 1st, and then every 2 weeks redo the event, kind of re-up it so they can so every 2 weeks we can add new people to the event. Or number 3, create its own page, which I kind of feel like there's so many pages out there. Do we really create a new page? is more like a Plexus 101 training page to kind of put the information on. So I'm wondering if you guys have had any experience with those things.
I have an idea.
Yeah.
So for on our team page, we have a gems getting
I
started.
can't hear you that good. Can you move closer to your computer? Okay.
Let's just try that. On our page, we have a gems getting started manual. And it has a lot of videos there. So you could do it just as a pinned post with those videos. And people have to watch the videos. And then as you add people, you comment and tag them in there. Because ultimately, what's going to happen is with like what you said with a group page, I think it's like a lot of group pages. Wouldn't do an event necessarily because who wants to really have to keep track of that, you know? And Facebook is those events, by the way. Like sometimes they either have to be completely private or public. So private means if you do the link and people aren't added, they won't see it. I keep having that happen. And then if it's public, then everyone would see it. And, you know, that's up to you if you want everyone to see it. So you could just do it as a pinned post and say, this is how everyone that joins our team gets started as they watch these 4 videos. And then you can have even the description of the homework in the description of what the videos are.
That's a good idea.
And then tag in there.
You
And
can
then make it
also-
accountable that way, and then make leaders accountable for that. So that way there's an accountability for your leaders to share that, but it's all in one place. But it's on your team page, so it'll keep coming to the top anyways. I don't know. It's just an idea.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I like that. I hadn't thought of that. It's a great idea.
You can also post your videos in the comments. So before anybody put comments on there, post your videos in the comment section. Have you thought of a layout, Dawn?
Huh?
Have you thought of a layout, like a layout of how you're gonna deliver it to your
That's
team?
what I'm trying to figure out. We've got the videos have been done and they're assigned. We're just trying to figure out how to make sure. Because again, what I find a lot of times is like you have one person that's added 1 ambassador, they have 2 ambassadors, and if they're not a runner, you just don't, you know how that goes. You just don't want to lose that new person just because their sponsor isn't necessarily highly engaged. So
Well-
not overstepping them, but you know how it is. I mean, not everybody's going to be a great leader. And
I would recommend maybe looking over the starter kit, because if you know they either can get that out of the back office, or they should,
yeah,
or get it with their welcome pack. So because the starter kit, I mean, I know we've talked about it before. We've never probably really truly sat down and went over it, but it has the steps in there as far as what Plexus, you know, how they want us to train.
yeah.
I don't know if you can go off of that. Dawn, which what did you say you're going over? Like products, comp plan, what were the other ones?
We're doing just like a welcome getting started, like you know, the basic 101. Everybody's seen the basic make your list of 100, post on Facebook 3 times a day. Like that's one video. And then we're going to do products, like a product overview. How do you triplex? We have 3, you know, retail, going over how to order. And then we would go over the compensation plan, business, kind of no-nos, that kind of thing, Plexus compliance stuff. And then the last one being team leadership, how to be a good leader. What does a good leader look like when you start building a team? If you have one, you know, you're a leader, that kind of stuff.
I like that idea because like on my team page, we have like a manual, like you guys were saying, and we have it pinned at the top and people tag people. To be honest, I don't even go through that thing because I am a visual, like I need videos. I don't have 30 minutes a day to like scroll through a 30-page document.
Mm-hmm.
So, or I don't make that time, I should say. But if it's a video, I will put that on while I'm folding laundry and it'll soak in. So I think there's so many people who videos, as moms, we can do videos. You know?
Yeah, what we've always done in the past is we'll post like a Sonia Dudley video that says, you know, getting started, which is great. I mean, she's got great videos, but we wanted to make it more personal so people got to know our team leaders. And again, going back to what you were saying, Amber, wanting to be like empowering, we've talked a lot about that on this page. Because a lot of you, and I know some of you guys are kind of new to Senior Ruby, I kind of think you can almost get to like the Ruby Senior Ruby level on your own merit. I mean, really, like if you're really hardcore and you're really building and you're really a good, you know, but there definitely comes a point, I have found, like I said, you know, I've been doing this level for you. I feel like there definitely comes a point where you have to be able to pass the torch and really empower people, because if they're not empowered and they don't feel like they're leaders, then there's only so much growth that's going to happen.
Right.
Yeah, we've been doing a lot of that. trying to do that. Cool. Anybody else have anything that they're doing that they think's really effective?
I have something I started doing in October because with the back office, I ran out of time.
Rachel, we can't hear you again.
Really?
So sorry.
This is Mac. It's not cool.
That's better.
So with the back office, I actually started kind of running out of time to help everyone that was asking me for help all the time on all of my levels. And so in October, what I did was I launched a leader level 1 page just for my level 1. So I have my main team page, Passion Perplexes team, and that has, 370 people now. We added 70 people last month. So, not everyone gets added to that page. And then I have my level 1 leaders page. And they don't even have to be leaders, but anyone that's my level 1 goes there and I pour directly into them. And what I'm trying to do is guide my level 1s and lead them to learn how to lead their teams and get them to do their own team pages. We all share that main team page, and I do post a lot of information on there, but it's been a game changer. I mean, so many of my level 1s have just stepped up, and they're just killing it. They're amazing because they're getting so much love and attention directly from me that they kind of have a really good format of how to go help their teams. And I truly believe we wouldn't be where we are. So Kim, my strongest leg, she had 500 points, she went Ruby. I had 840 points at the end of last month. I mean, I've heard that's kind of rare when you turn senior Ruby because, that just means that all my other legs are kind of doing it. So I have about 8 runners right now. And then the other thing that I do is I have a thread on Facebook Messenger with just my level 1 leaders. And so I've refocused my whole thing onto my level 1s. And I'll help, obviously, other levels if they need my help or they reach out. I had a day date the other day with one of my level 2s who's hungry for gold. And I'm like, let's do this, But that's been what's helped me a lot with just kind of time management is just if you give everything you to your level 1s, the ones that really, really want it will give it to their others. And I mean, not everyone will work that way, but for me, it's been a total game changer. I'm less stressed, I have more time, and people are thriving. So that's just my advice on that.
Oh, that's good.
Can I ask you a question about that? Because I keep thinking about doing that, but my struggle is I have so many strong leaders that are my level 2s and 3s too.
Mm-hmm.
So, but their level 1s aren't. Their sponsor, who is my level 1, aren't doing as well. So sometimes I think about just doing a leaders page. I don't know. I kind of treat my whole team as leaders, but I don't know.
I've heard a lot of leaders make those pages for levels 1 through 3. So I don't know, that would be able
That's
to.
a good idea. I have a rule. I have a leadership page, and my rule is you have to have 5 active people on your downline, and once it's sort of like a graduation. Once you have 5 active people, you get added to the leadership page. That's how I do it. And so I don't care if you're a level 6. Maybe that's not right, but if you've shown some kind of tenacity to get active people in your running, then
But Rachel, so you just decided anybody who's your level 1, you just put them in there no matter what?
I renamed it. It's called the Pink Diamonds team, and it's anyone that's a level 1. But one of the reasons why, y'all, is because what started happening is I have some very, very strong level 4, 5s, and 6s under Kim, and they were just winning everything. They were taking over, and my level 1s were feeling kind of bummed. And so I heard them, and I love everyone. But if my level 4 or level 3, actually she's a level 3, wins every contest, if she dominates, if she's, what I mean? She's a killer. I am down through level 7 now because of her. And I have several people that are my level 3s that are really strong. And this is just me. I want to give special love to my level 1s. And I do mega contests on my big team page. I gave away $100 last month. I gave away prizes. This month it's 3 different cash prizes for my big page.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then on my smaller level 1 page, there's $100, there's 3 prizes for this month. There's 3 winners. It's not 1 winner. And it's Kendra Scott earrings, Kate Spade wallet, and $100 cash. But if I did that, I know who would win that on my bigger leg. I know I would. Kim's huge. She's 500 points of my 840.
Right.
So for me, I just had to kind of not everyone has to do that. And I did have a 1 through 3 page, but I learned that my 3s are really strong. So that was why.
You know what comes up for me when I'm hearing that is really knowing the culture of your team. So everybody's team is going to be really, really different, you know, and so understanding sort of the pulse of your team, the culture of your team, and I think that's really good. So you make decisions based on really understanding what's going on in your downline. So that's really good.
Yeah, I felt that.
That is good.
I've also heard of other leaders sharing that they make team pages for their outside their primary leg. I don't know if that.
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
So because of that reason, you having the, you know, you always know who's going to win that contest. You have your stronger team coming from your primary that obviously you focus more. Like I know for me, my biggest weakness is going to be my outside leg and continuing for me to promote to the next rank. So that's where obviously I'm focusing, you know, my primary leg, they kind of do their own thing, and I reach out to others when they reach out to me, but my main focus is on my outside leg.
Gotcha.
How do you do that though? So like, I've thought about expanding this Pink Diamonds one. I'm just not there yet because it's working. Like if it isn't broken, don't fix it.
Yeah, if it's working, keep going. Learn.
Yeah, but sometime in the new year, I probably would consider it. But at the same time, then I want to empower my leaders to have their own team pages. And so if we have the Passion for Plexus team and then that page, and then I just worry that like it's a lot of pages too.
Mm-hmm.
I don't, you know.
Well, yeah, I mean, I kind of, because I had a really rough start at the beginning of mine, so a couple of my level ones kind of like wanted nothing to do with me. So if you think about it, like if you do mesh well with a couple people that are on your level ones or, you know, below, then maybe you guys continue to use your team page and work together on that team page. And then those who kind of go off and do their own thing that you don't follow up with or either hit or miss, then, you know, they obviously create their own team page. You know, so you don't have like a handful of team pages of leaders that, because I have heard where, you know, they say once you hit gold, then, you know, maybe you should make your own team page. But then if you really think about it, it's like, how many team pages are you going to have?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Passion for Plexus is me, and Maria, and Christine. I have 4 other level ones on there. So we do share that team page. But I don't know. I think their voice, though, there's something about, like, the connection of, like, my level 1 leader and, like, she's gold, like Shelly. I think that her team wants to hear her voice and, like, her, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I would think most of my level ones who are working it do have team pages. Like I think I'm blessed with a really, really great upline that they do so much stuff like that as well. So we're encouraged. I mean, it's hard for me I want to make sure that even my team's connecting with them because they do such awesome things, my immediate upline. And so they have, like, my sponsor has a level 1 through 3 page. And her sister, who is her sponsor, has a level 1 through 3 page. So there is like so many different pages, and most of my downline that's working it has their own team page as well. So I think they encourage us. Like I made my own team page when I had like 3 or 4 people, and a lot of my team does that.
Mm-hmm.
So
I've heard that from really strong leaders in Diamonds that don't wait to go ahead and get it as soon as you have a few people at your team page, even if there's cricket. I mean, even if nobody participates, because you're creating a culture, and all of us are so different. We're all going to have a different approach, and you know, and your team page is really your signature. So
right.
Not everyone.
And something that.
I mean, honestly, not everyone my approach on the bigger team page. Not everyone's going to love you out of 370 people. It hurts, but it's okay. And so for me, like, I want to feel comfortable and confident in what I'm sharing and not feel like it's one of those things where they don't like it. And so I was tiptoeing a little bit, and then I'm like, whatever, you know what I mean? Like, God made me the way he made me, and I'm okay with it. You know, it was just one of those things where, I don't know.
Yeah, you're right. Because if you create a smaller team page, you may have somebody that's more likely to ask a question or reach out for help on the smaller team page versus, you know, I'll throw myself out there. I'm always so hesitant to throw myself out there and ask questions on the Plexus Gem page. You know, I'm like, hey, I might be asking a stupid question, but whatever. So, I mean, it's just kind of a hit and miss of trying to feel out the personalities and.
Yeah. Cool. I actually let me share something a leadership thing that I think is going pretty well. I think I've shared it with some of you on another call, but it's going really good. So I'll throw it out there if anybody else wants to replicate. We started. I teamed up with another senior Ruby who's out in California. So what we did is we chose 25 people, 25 runners on our team, each of us. And it was, for me, it was levels 1 through 5. I only go down, actually, honestly, 6 levels. So it was like levels 1 through 5, 25 people, special invitation. We called it Going for Gold. So it's a 6-week program. A lot of people do this. What was nice about it is Trisha took a week, I would take a week. So really, I only had 3 weeks to be responsible for, because for me, it's time management, trying to get my own personal business rolling and be leadership, doing all this stuff for me with 5 kids is insane, and preschoolers. But anyway, so we each did 3 weeks, and what we did is we invited a guest Jewel to every single week to be a part of our page. So like the very first week, Roz Payne was our special guest, and she focused on DMO. And so she did a live Zoom call with the group for us. And what was really neat about it was she was live. So our team, which was special people, the special 50 people, could really interact with her and ask her questions. And there was something about really kind of touching those kind of Plexus celebrities that's really, I think, ignited something in them. And then we did homework assignments and challenges based on whatever that week was. So it was a DMO week. And then the next week we had Susie and Chris McCall, which was super funny. And we did like social media, like how to create a buzz in social media. And so they did their live Zoom call. And so we've done it for the 6 weeks. And I've seen a lot of really good interaction, momentum. And then of course, if somebody, whoever, we did a prize at the end of the week based on whatever the theme was for the week. So I don't know. It's been really great. I've gotten really good feedback. And so I'm even looking at it. This is the 5th week. We had Ami Darling this week do products, and the next week will be our last week. And so looking to kind of do something again like it, but a little bit different. So I thought I'd share my idea, and if you guys have anything you're doing that's really cool.
I like it.
I have a question. When was your Zoom calls? Was it like during the week or just like on a Sunday night? How did you do that?
We tried to do them on Mondays because that seemed to be, they didn't conflict with other team calls. But if that person, our special guest couldn't do it on a Monday, then we were kind of like Monday, Wednesday, we'd throw it up. So most of them were Monday nights, late, because we had California people and East Coast people, and a lot of our guests were Central. So most of them were like Mondays at 9:30 Eastern. Yeah. Like 30 minutes or so.
That sounds like a great idea. I love that. And did you come up with the challenges, or did your guest?
We did. Trisha and I worked together to do it. They just were we just gave them the topic. So we said, Tamara Holloway, you're great at leadership and duplication. Go for it. Because that's for each, how different people have their thing that they're really strong with.
Right. Yeah, that's awesome. I love that. I love this group.
It was really, I got the idea, the special Jewel thing I got from this group one morning. I forgot who it was that shared with us about how she
I think it was
Natalie. But then we just kind of upped it a level and said, okay, let's not just have them on the page communicating. Let's go ahead and see why not? Let's ask them to do a live call. How great is that for those people that have never been to a convention or leadership retreat but really want it to get to actually talk to Plexus celebrities, I guess that's what you call them.
That's awesome.
Has anyone done the IPA thing where like you set up a thread or whatever where you're checking in with people for IPA? Because I've had 2 people literally that met with me. They're like, I want gold. And I'm like, great. And they're like, I don't know what to do during the day necessarily. And I'm like, oh, IPA. Why don't I talk more about IPA? And Jen Hawkins said that some people were doing these threads where you like check in. And I saw that video on the page. Have y'all done that?
I know Melissa Eichenhorst does that on a regular basis, and she has great, like what she said she does, she'll find 30 people, and they might be people that she doesn't even know if they want the business or not, but she'll add them to this thread, and she tells them, it's just for accountability. And she has them check in every day, and she tells them, what they need to be doing, and then they just check in. And she says it's been really, really helpful. And that's the thing, I think, for me, like I'm self-motivated, and I don't need somebody being like, hey, did you do this today? But so many people need that. And I didn't think people did, but a lot of people need that support system, you know?
So can you explain it?
I know
about it, but I didn't understand what it is.
Yeah, I was going to say the thread.
I have not heard about it, and I'm so confused, but this sounds amazing.
Is it on a message, Amber? Do you know if it? What do you mean? I know thread
Yes.
is different.
Yes. Yeah. She does like a Facebook message. And she picks, I mean, for everyone, you can kind of do a little bit different, but Melissa said she picks 20 to 30 people, no more than 30. And she pretty much says like, hey, I see potential in you. Like, you know, I know you can do this. I just really want this to be an accountability support group where we check in every day. And she said something like, if they don't check in 2 days in a row, she just lets them know, hey, this is only for people who want it. And she has them leave the message or whatever. And it's not a place where people are like, oh, I didn't get to it today because it was a crazy day, da, da, da. She's like, no, this is like for encouraging each other and just checking in. It's not for making excuses. So it's kind of like a tough love kind of thing, you know?
I love that kind of stuff. Jen Hawkins said
I wish I could be added to one of those.
Reach
Not
out.
for me, but so I could copy it, I mean.
I know, right?
Yeah, so Jen Hawkins said that she was saying 4 and then have 4 people pick 4 people. I would be apprehensive to just add 30 people, but I think it's awesome. Like if someone is bold enough to do that. But for me, like I'd rather just tell all my leaders like, hey, you can each pick 4 people because we don't want 300 people on the thread. But at the same time, do y'all ever hear that people are annoyed with Facebook thread messenger? Because I feel like I hear that, like, one more thread, are you kidding me? And they're not even necessarily my threads. It's just like, I don't know. That's the only reason I haven't done it. I don't want people to get annoyed.
Well, if they do get annoyed, they can leave. You know, right? They have that option. So.
Well, they can turn off the notifications, and then they can play catch up. You don't have to get a notification every time someone comments in that thread. So that's what I would do when I would start mine. I would make sure the instructions in the beginning say, hey, turn off your notifications. And then when you've got time and it's your turn to check in with us, then kind of catch up and read what everyone else is saying. And then it's less annoying because the notifications are annoying.
Yeah.
Hey guys, I'm new to this, but just want to jump in. We actually had 5 promotions last month on my team, and we did this. We created a Hawaii bound Facebook group and put team members in there who agreed to hold contact 3 to 5 people a day. And there was accountability. We didn't kick anybody out. I think that's a little harsh, but I'm not at the level that I'm going to kick somebody out. But you know, and every day it was like, hey, who contacted and what results did you get? And we had the best month ever in November because of all the seeds that we had planted in October. So I'm not a fan of Facebook Messenger because it gets too crazy because too many people go, okay. But, you know, in a Facebook group, yeah, thanks, Jana. Jana's my sponsor, by the way. But in a Facebook group, guys, it builds a community and it holds people accountable, and you're not always the one having to hold your team accountable. They hold each other accountable. Best thing ever we have done. And I'm actually having lunch Wednesday with Melissa Eichenhorst. So, yeah, super excited about that. But she has a coaching group that she put me in, and because I wanted to be a fly on the wall. And her coaching group is very similar to what Dawn was talking about. It's a 6-week challenge. And she doesn't do a lot of stuff in there. Her team does it, and they hold each other accountable on just different things in there. But yeah, that whole, you know, cold contact, you know, 3 to 5 people a day, create a group, put people in there who want to be in there, who are, you know, Emerald bound, Hawaii bound, whatever you want to call it. And it's a game changer because, like I said, we had 5 promotions last month on my team. I had a ruby, 2 golds, and 2 silvers. And the 2 silvers were people who came out of nowhere who decided they wanted to work it because they were a fly on the wall in this little Hawaii bound group, and they didn't really do anything. They posted in there like the first couple of days, but I think they were inspired. And then towards the end of the month of November, really went out there and signed people and went silver, and now they're on their own little journey. So it's super cool, it's exciting.
Hey, Vicki, could we be flies on the wall in your group?
In what? Oh, in my group?
Yeah, I would love to see what I want to see that.
Yeah. I've had that on my mind.
You what?
You what?
I've had that on mind to get an emerald bound, like do like something emerald bound.
The other thing that I have a power partner on my team that we just created yesterday, and we're going to kick it off. I'm supposed to do a video later today when I finally put makeup on. But we've got a Silver Bells and Bows group. We created a golden medals group, because if you don't know what medals means, METTLES, it's pretty cool considering what's going on in our back office right now. And then we have an emerald bound group, and we just hashtag it with our team name so that, everybody's got an emerald bound, but if you hashtag it with your team name, you can create that in Facebook. And so for the Silver Bells and Bows, it's going to be our ambassadors that want a business that aren't silver yet. And the video is going to, if you want it, then message me. So I'm not typing it in the group, in the team page. They have to actually listen to me. And so we're going to, create this wannabe silver group. And then once they go silver, do they want to go in this golden medals group? Because we're going to have different kind of inspiration thing to get them to be gold. And then once they're gold, do they want emerald bound? And we're going to put them in that group. And that group's going to be a lot, tougher.
I love that.
Yeah. And so
I really like that.
And that's what I reached out to Melissa for, I know you probably got groups like this. Give me some guidance on kind of what to do. And she put me in her coaching group, and I'm like, okay, I've done this coaching. We've done this 6-week challenge before. But just some ideas, I took away of, you start out with nice love, and then tougher love, and then tougher love, I hear lots of people I'm tired of the back office, I'm going to quit. Really? I'm okay with that. You never would have made it to Emerald. If this gets you upset, girl, go, because you never would have made it. So anyway, it's just 3 groups that that we created yesterday, and that we're going to ask for team members who wants to join. And, so you promote out to silver, and we're going to put you in the golden group. We're not going to take you out of the silver group, because your ambassadors that you've signed that want to be in there, we want you in there to continue to encourage your team. So they may be in a whole bunch of groups, and they may remove themselves. That's their choice. Because, yeah, Rachel, I hear you on how many groups we're all in. It gets a little nuts. But it's their choice. And, yeah, I'm in a bunch of groups, and there's a couple I follow every day, and then there's a couple that I go in and look for. So just an idea of how you can continue to inspire your team, to kind of, sort them out, so to speak, of who really wants it.
I have a question, Vicki.
Yeah.
Is your power partner like a sideline? I mean, are there enough?
She's my level 1.
So do you have enough people that are gold or past gold to put into a group to make it an interactive type thing?
Not really. I think we have 3 golds on my team. Mm-hmm. But I also have the philosophy, I don't care if it's just one person, I will pour into that 1 gold. So we've got 3, mm-hmm. And that's what we're going to do.
Awesome.
Well, that's cool.
Are you managing?
Having a sideline, I know that it's been really effective for me to join up with another team that because it just creates that kind of buzz and momentum. So I really like that. But that's another thing, maybe within this group, if there's some people that want to do something like that, we could power partner up.
Yeah, we've done some sideline groups in the past and sideline challenges. Got burned with people never paid up on our contest at the end of the month. So I don't do those anymore. But my level 1, we created a team page. We kind of came away from convention and went, you know what, Celeste and Jen did this with DDD. Girl, we're going to do this. And so we've got our team page, and she and I just rock that team page.
Awesome.
I have a question though.
Go ahead.
Sorry, are you managing? Are you the one coming up with all the challenges in each group every day, or how are you doing that?
No, I mean, we've got our golds, our leaders now, and so we've got a 7-day boot camp we do every single month, and so somebody runs that for us, so we're just now starting to kind of empower others to run some of these groups for us and some of these challenges for us, but we definitely do oversee it.
Awesome. Awesome.
I
Thanks.
share real quick something I'm doing, and I already mentioned it, but my goal is to just help build leadership in my girls. Because I kind of felt like it was becoming like the Amber show, and I had to do everything. And I'm like, I ain't got time for that. We have 3 little kids. That's why I'm on mute, because someone's always like making noise. Anyway, so you can hear one of the baby boys. But so I am doing a book series with, I picked out the girls I want in it, and some of them, like one of them just went silver, but the other ones are like shooting for gold and above. And there's 10 of us, and we're going to do a book called Strengths-Based Leadership. And my entire goal is just to, it basically shows you what your strengths are. And that's one thing I love about my upline, Nikki. Like, she encourages me, be yourself. You know, if you don't like doing XYZ, yes, we need to grow. But if you're operating in your strengths, you're going to love your job and you're going to show up every day for it. And so that's what I'm doing with my girls. I'm like, you know, you might not like making videos, or you might not like being super whatever. But the goal is to show them what their strengths are and how they can bring that to the table with our team. And then give them some ownership of that. You know, like, I like making videos and I like doing this, that, and the other, but I don't like doing documents. And so our files on our team page, holy cow, they're like 2 years old because I don't do files. But some girls like that kind of stuff.
Not to cut you off, I don't know if you've thought about it. Have you ever tried using Plexus Power Tools?
Yes, I actually am a member of it, but that's my thing, guys. Like, I am not a document girl, so I don't even go to Plexus Power Tools because I'm like, it's so boring to me.
Right.
But,
do you have a leader that maybe enjoys the document? So maybe that could be like her task.
Yes, I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. Good idea. Well, and that's the thing, like, this book study I'm doing with them, like, I'm just going to divvy out, like, not even divvy it out. I just want them to emerge and be like, yes, I want to own this on our team page, because they all have their own team pages too, but they're not very interactive. And so I think the goal is just to make it a smooth system. I think once you get to our rank, you have to have systems in place and you have to have leaders in place that do certain things. Otherwise, you just feel like there's always something to be doing, you know?
Man, I love this. I'm totally going to steal all this idea, and I'm thinking, okay, silver group, those who are, like, I'm so excited. Those between silver and gold, and then gold and above. And I think what we'll do is do a book, like, you know what I mean? Like a certain book for each one. I love this call. This is like the highlight of my week.
Me too. My business has increased and grown. I really think it has made all the difference in my motivation and ideas and things on my team. So I'm grateful for it. Yes. Yay.
And I have a level 1 that I think will do it with me, because she's, poor thing, I don't know what it is. She's my strongest girl, but she's silver, senior gold. And she should have been Ruby in like July. And it's like she'll add the people and then she'll lose the people. And then she'll add them and then lose them. And so she just keeps like at a standstill. So I feel like this will really help her as well. She desperately wants it. So
between all of you guys, do you guys have a handful of gold? Like, what about if we all, just tell me how you feel. I'm just throwing this out there. You don't have to, you can say no. Like, if we all partnered up and did what Vicky was doing, or since you already started it, Vicky, or maybe you don't want us to be involved, like doing that group and adding our total, all of our team members in it. Because obviously, if you think about it, the same people show up on this Zoom meeting. We all, you know what I mean? We're all the same people that show up. So we always have a tendency to reach more out to each other and lean on each other and work together. So that's just an idea, because kind of like how Dawn was saying is we don't have, we're always curious. I have like 3 silvers, but maybe 1 gold. And so, but
yeah, I only have 1 senior gold on my whole team. So that's why, and I have a handful of golds and some silvers. So I don't have that's why I asked, if, how many are you putting in the group? I would love personally, so include me, I would love to do that. Cause I think, like I said, I trained up with Trisha, and just having 50 people, because it's just more interaction. It's more engagement. It's more people kind of excited. Another thing I think is really great too, is when leaders start to emerge, isn't it neat to go to a convention and like hook up with somebody that you've known on Facebook for a year, and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm so happy to meet you. So I think it's kind of neat to help people across the company form those friendships,
build the sideline
community, and it makes you feel more a part of the big corporate events when you show up.
Yeah. And I agree, just from the mere fact that like obviously like I said, a lot of the girls know my little bit of my story from the very beginning, but I feel because I've created so many sideline partners that I've been able to build relationships with jewels and diamonds that I may never have been able to do before, because if I remained in my own bubble. So, you know, that I feel like, you know, there's quite a few people that I feel that I can reach out to and always have them be a guest speaker on the call because of somewhat of the relationship I've built with them. And that's all from being just sideline partners. So
yeah, I totally agree.
I don't know how Vicky feels. I mean, since she's already started the page and we can all contribute something and maybe have like a guest speaker or something. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think it's good.
Where did Vicky go?
I don't know, but Amanda, I would definitely be in with you, because a lot of people have their power partners, this and that. Well, you know, when I first started my business, my power partner was what does Vicky call it? A flash in the pan. So she was a rock star, and then times got tough, and she disappeared on me. So and then my next power partner was gonna be Vicky, and then she is rocking it, and she doesn't need me. I'm learning from her, which is awesome. So, but I've still been kind of looking for someone kind of at the same level, that's not necessarily part of my team, because to bring in those different perspectives, and so yeah, I mean, I would definitely be game to partner up with you guys if we could. I would just want it to be done in an organized manner, so it's just not like haphazardly posting all the time. That like Amy was saying, hers was really, the thing she's doing right now with her challenge is really, really set out. You know, you have this job and you have just this job, and I know from being a part of the groups Vicky's done that they do that. Their team does that. She's picked out her leaders, and they are assigned their different things, right, Vicky? Nod, yes. So I've learned that, but I don't have those outside of her leg. She's obviously my primary leg. I don't have really strong leaders. I have some golds, but they each have their different things. They're not real bold, and they're not real. And I think if I could empower them to be bold. Hi, Zachary. Yeah. So anyway, I don't want to ramble on. That's one of my faults, is I ramble.
That's a really good
Yeah, I totally agree. I would love to be part of that too, because I only have a couple golds and a couple senior golds. So I worry if I do my own page like that, it's going to be like crickets. So
yeah,
exactly. We'll have to figure out a way to make it organized, and maybe that could be another meeting where we talk about who's going to do what. And
I mean, I would love to kick it off with like right at January. I mean, start talking about it now, get enough of a game plan that we're promoting it with people, and then start getting it moving in January. Because right now, I don't know about you guys, but with December, like I had a Zoom meeting last night, an op meeting, and my ambassadors didn't even show up. They said they were coming. So I was like, that's never happened. I've never had an op meeting where nobody showed up. And so I thought, man, this December thing is, everybody had a party, or they had this or they had that. So
there's a lot of holiday parties for the schools and choir concerts, concerts. So I know that it has been tough. But where did Vicky go?
She's here.
Sorry, I'm here.
It's okay. I kind of threw you out there, and I'm so sorry if I did.
Okay, what'd you do?
But how do you feel about that? Kind of like where we're all. Have you been listening to us? Obviously.
Not really. I have a 4-year-old, a 2-year-old, and a 1-year-old all sitting beside me.
I know my little one's napping. But you said, okay, kind of. I'm the one that threw it out there and threw your name out there. But you said you'd already started the group page for the silvers and the different group pages of the names of them, right?
Right.
How do you feel if we all partnered up with you and added, because you said you only had like 3 golds, you know, and I know some of us only have like 1 or maybe none, but we have a couple of filters that want gold. How would you feel if we, as the people, because like I said, all of us that show up on the Zoom meeting are all the same people. So we all have a tendency to, you know, reach out to each other, lean on each other. You know, we've built relationships with each other. So I don't know how you feel about working with all of us and kind of just adding our team members to those pages that you've already created as of yesterday. And then maybe once a week we can have a Zoom meeting and do the challenges or the contest or whatever your ideas are.
Can I say something real quick? Sorry. I like the idea, and if Vicki, if you want to do it, go for it. But I do think there's something about just your own team having their own culture. And I don't know if this might not even apply to this, but like I was talking with Sarah Taylor, and she just went diamond the end of November. But she really is a huge fan of investing in your team's culture. And so I think it's good to partner with people, but for long-term things, it's kind of harder maybe. If it was like a shorter, like Dawn was saying, the 6-week challenge thing's good because you know, okay, that's 6 weeks, we're going to partner with this team and do it. But I think for the ongoing things, you really want it to be your own team's culture. That's my personal belief, but Vicki, you might not feel that way, so go ahead.
No, that's my opinion too. I'd be glad to do, you know, 6-week coaching with anybody, but yeah.
The long term, because that's I had Sarah on my team Zoom this week, and that's what she said. The minute she started investing in her team, like culture and relationships between like sidelines.
Well, that's a great point.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I agree. That brings up a great point.
But I think the short-term one, like the 6-week one, is perfect because then people go into it knowing, okay, we've got 6 weeks. Let's power up with this other team and let's go for it.
Yeah,
Let's do
that's
that.
what I was referring to.
Yeah, so Nikki and Heather, they're power partners, and they do Team Plex It Forward, which Amber, you're on, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So do you remember last year's No Sissies Road to Maui?
Yes.
Like Phoebe was on there and Heather was on there and Melissa. I mean, there was like people from all across Plexus, and it was fabulous. My business doubled the month that I did that. I mean, like the first month that I did that.
Right.
So I think it's a fabulous idea to do even, you know, a 60 or 90 day. I mean, there's no like limitation. I think that, you know, for some of us, like we're further along promoting, you know, I'm at the beginning of Senior Ruby, so it could take 90 days. I don't really know. And I'm not being cliche with God's timing, but like really, like he puts the people in your life at the time that you need to have them. He puts the people under them that you need to have them. He gives you these calls when you need to have them. Like all of these are gifts that I think that he gives us. And so that's why when I say God's timing, like it is because he already has it laid out, you know. We're just going to pray and hustle. So I think it would be awesome to partner up for 90 days. And I mean, Audie, if I have anything that like I can, you know, add you to just for fun or we can partner up with, I will. But I don't have anything going right now like that. And I would love to start a 90-day, 7-week, whatever y'all want to do thing. And it's like, I think it should be emerald focused because it doesn't matter if you're silver. I mean, as soon as I understood what it was from silver to gold, I was like, I want emerald. So for me, like I would have worked just as hard at silver as I would have at gold. I did work just as hard at silver as I did at gold, as I did at senior gold. Like it's irrelevant. If someone wants it, if they're hungry, then they'll do it no matter what level. So I think we should do like emerald bound, like, you know, 90 day. Let's do 90-day thing, you know, or 6 weeks or whatever. I don't know. I'm getting excited.
I love that.
Yeah. We're starting our 6-week coaching thing. That kind of what we've done, and I've taken some of what Melissa did. We're starting at January 4th. So if anybody wants to partner with that, guys, just shoot me a message. I don't Facebook friend Plexus people anymore because, wow. But just shoot me a message. And I'm Vicki Skinner Flanagan because the weird thing is I have a sister-in-law named Vicki Flanagan and she does not do Plexus. Yeah. So just shoot me a message. We're starting January 4th. 6 weeks coaching. It's similar to a Go Gold challenge we did. It's just Melissa does it for 6 weeks, so it's not quite so intense. Is he okay? Yeah. So yeah. Sorry. I love Monday and Wednesday because everybody's in school, but on Friday I have everybody at home.
Okay,
Fun.
Vicky, I'm messaging you right now.
Aw,
Is it VICKIE?
this is awesome.
I. BSCKI.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll send you a friend
Vicky
request.
Skinner Flanagan. Yeah.
Thanks.
So what do y'all think about doing? What do y'all think about doing an Emerald Bound group together? We can call it whatever, Hawaii Bound, Kona, whatever. Come up with some cute name. What do y'all think about doing that? And I actually don't want to start until January. I want to start like working. I don't want to wait till January. Like I want to like launch it, start adding people,
The
get their
reason,
minds on it.
yeah, I mean, you can start advertising it now. The reason we're starting it January 4th is we truly wanted to respect people's family time. You know, and we all know business is going to boom right after Christmas because the company will do a New Year's special and, you know, everybody's into health and wellness right after Christmas. But we wanted the challenge to truly start the 4th of January just to respect, you know, family time. And, you know, nobody's really reaching out to cold contacts right now because nobody's responding. I mean, yeah, we did that October, November. But so anyway, that was the date. So not that we're not talking about stuff, but we're not going to hit it hard till January 4th.
But do y'all want to do that in an Emerald group, or do y'all want to? I'm talking about a different group, like an Emerald group. Sorry.
I like the idea. I like the idea of like a 90-day. I know that's so long, but if all of us are doing it together, then it might not seem as intense for each one of us personally. But like Eric Warre or whatever his name is, like he is all about 90-day push, and then just see the benefits of it for the rest of your career. And I like the idea of us doing it together just because like I love my sponsor and I love Nikki so much, but we're so different. And so like that's why I'm comfortable reaching out to other leaders that I connect with. And so like there's people on my team that don't respond to my personality, but here I am trying to encourage and motivate and lead, and they're not connecting, but they might connect with one of you, you know?
Amber, that's perfect.
All right, I love that idea. So similar to like the No Sissies Road to Maui, and we can even use some of the stuff that, you know, was already in there if y'all are okay with that. I mean, I think there's some good stuff.
I like that name.
I think we should kick it off with a Zoom meeting where we all have on like green Hawaiian leis and like pina coladas and like all the senior movies and all our team members on and like do a toast. I mean, why not, right?
Yeah, I love that.
I like that.
I saw her the other day in Dallas, and so I was asking her, I was like, hey, you know, kind of your thoughts on like December, January. And this isn't saying anything about anything that anyone said. I'm just going to tell you what I absorbed and what I felt about it. Is there are people that we could help them plant more seeds right now, because what happens in January is like it takes off and they're not ready. They're, you know, I mean, you could sign up in December, and if you don't know what you're doing, you don't know anything about the product, and you post twice in January, it's going to go, and they're not ready. And then there are people that like right now are gold and want to be senior gold or silver, want to be gold. They don't really care that it's Christmas. I mean, they care, they want time with their family. I don't mean it that way, but I'm just saying like, they're not going to stop working the business. So for me, I want to keep pouring into them as much as I can and encouraging them. And then, you know, I mean, at any holiday, like, you know, there's 3 or 4 days that you're kind of like, okay, but I signed up my most people, Christmas, New Year's Eve. I went from 35 points to 100 points. That's how I went gold. So if I had kind of had that mentality, I don't know when I would have gone gold. But people were in that spirit. They're like, my mom's going to pay for my welcome pack. I asked for this for Christmas. So for me, like, I saw my business blow up in December. I mean, it was a game changer.
Wow, that's great.
Mommy, well, they ran a special, didn't they, last year at the end of December?
Yeah.
It was Ambassador sign-up pack.
No, it was $15 off a welcome pack.
Okay.
Man,
I knew it was something like that.
Well, we could. I'm just kind of I'm looking at the calendar. I mean, if you could, I mean, a week, 2 weeks before January hits, start kind of taking the approach that we're setting ourselves up for January. We're planting seeds. This is the education, the information. You know what I mean? Like sort of prepping everybody for it. I kind of like that, as opposed to it hitting right in January and then it being a big, huge free for all. For the calendar.
I think.
Yeah, and oh, sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead, Amy.
Oh, I was gonna say I love the idea of dressing up, like getting them ready. I'm pumped for it, you know. And then even the week after Christmas, you know, you got that whole week. People are off work, you know. They're already thinking about the pounds going off. I like that.
Say
But
something like
yeah. One thing
kick
is,
it off on
I'm
like the 20th, and then do some kind of Zoom meeting like the 27th or 28th. Maybe we do our little, and then I'll give us time to go to the party store and get emerald lays.
Yes. I'm confused though about I guess I have like too many ideas going at once right now, because I agree with Amber as far as the team culture. You know, like I kind of do agree with that. So getting from what Vicky was saying, like my mind was going, okay, all of my silvers, all of my, you know, people almost silver, and then between silver and gold, and then so I'm kind of getting these ideas for that. But then for the Maui one, should that be the one we all do? Is that what you're saying? Or
like,
so are we just adding people? So we're just adding people that are gold and above?
I think for that one, it's like Rachel was saying, if you want Kona or whatever we're calling it, if you want Hawaii, then you're going to be added to that group. And they might not even be silver yet. They may have just joined, but they see the vision right now. And I would add anyone to that. Because, I mean, I have girls that are gold, but they're not working their business like they want Hawaii. So they're going to have to let me know that they want it.
Yes.
Okay, so in that case, I should probably just let go of these silver and gold group right now, because I think that just would be way too much, right?
Yeah,
Maybe do that after our group.
I personally don't do the silver. I tried that before, like going silver group, going gold group, and it was good at the beginning, but then over time it just gets to be too many groups. And I have girls who are working their business, trying to go silver, that are working harder than my girls trying to go senior gold. So I feel like they'll show up. The people who want it will show up regardless of what rank they are currently.
So you're kind
okay.
of
So then we have to like do what Janice said as far as like how we need to decide how we're going to make it organized. Like, are we each going to be in charge of one aspect, or are we each going to be in charge of one week, or you know what I mean? Like, we have to decide that.
Right.
You want to do a Zoom call for that? Because
yeah. Oh, because yes, it's 11:30.
Yeah. Well, I just tangent either. But no, amazing idea.
If we want to try to do that, if we really wanted to try to kick it off, I don't know if that's feasible. Just kicking it off like December the 20th, and then trying to do an intro call the week after Christmas. I just counted 91 days is actually 13 weeks, which puts us into mid-March. Just to kind of give you a little bit of a timeline.
Yeah.
I
love it. Let's do it.
And you guys, that is like when we're all shooting for Emerald anyway. And not only that, but that's going to be the busiest time of our businesses. Like, if we're going to work our butts off, we might as well work it off when people are trying to get in shape for summer or whatever, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'll be driving to New York during that time, so I probably won't be able to be on a call or anything on the 20th.
No, I was thinking the next week, because that's a little tight for Christmas. Maybe the call like the 27th or 28th.
Okay, perfect. Yes, that's perfect.
And then we can figure out like who all wants to do it, like how many there are of us, and then maybe we can all do like, you have Mondays, you have Tuesdays, or we can divvy it out by weeks or whatever, you know? And I think
I'll say
that's our strength.
Graphics. One of my strengths is graphics. I love making graphics.
Good.
So I'll be happy to make a graphic for it if you want me to.
Wonderful.
Thank God.
I tell you what, let's finish this call. We've got 8 people still on the call. Maybe the thread that I post, and go to Emerald Rockstars, the thread that has that I posted this link, maybe everybody comment there, right? That way, if you're in like yes for Emerald Challenge, that way we kind of know. Yeah, does that sound good? Okay.
Okay, but you know about 1 million other people are going to jump on and say, what are y'all talking about? So how many do we want doing? Yeah. How many do we want in?
I don't know.
Leaders wise, because they see that and everybody's going to say, what are y'all doing? What are y'all doing?
True.
I want in.
And the thing is that I've noticed, how long we've been doing this? Because I created the page, like, I don't even remember, like 2 months ago. 2 or 3 months.
It's like September, maybe.
Yeah, and then you started doing the Zoom meeting, you know, then we started doing the Zoom meeting. So, and it's been the same people that have showed up to the Zoom meeting. You know, and then we do have a couple people that will be like a hit or miss. But, so.
Yeah, you don't want to do that with people who aren't contribute. That's for sure.
What'd you say, Rachel? Sorry.
You end up with a bunch of people that aren't going to contribute, that are just going to like add people. I'm fine sharing one plexus, love it. But at the same time, like we want to make sure that anyone that's adding people, like on a basis, like is contributing. And that's just how I understand the pages. Somebody's rocking out.
I can't hear you.
Yeah, I can't hear over Jake at the Neverland Pirates.
That's what it was. I was like, you know that too. I know that.
Let me.
That's funny. All right, so Jana, what do you think is the best way to capture, just to make sure everybody, is it everybody that I still see your faces? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
I don't know who 830 is. 830. Who's me?
Is it Conklin, like Conklin? Is that right, Julie? Did I not get that?
Felpel. No, it's Julie Felpel. Felpel. Yeah.
So we lost Vicky, but I'm sure. I think.
What if we just do a private, a thread?
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah. Because it's Jana, myself, Vicky, Amy. Is it Rachel or Raquel? How do you say your name?
Oh, well, it's Rachel. Rochelle I love, but no one will call me that because I'm right.
Okay, just wanted to make sure.
My middle name is Rochelle, and that's how it's spelled.
Well, that's why I was asking.
My middle name is Rochelle. What?
You got Amber on, so there's Amber, Amy, Jana, Brady, Julie, myself, which you know, and Vicky Skinner.
Vicky's not. She's.
But who is the other person?
And I'm not 100% sure if Vicky's gonna do this. So
yeah.
Vicky's off the line. We can include her, but she'll drop off. She may drop off. So.
Yeah, she does.
Well, she's got a lot of awesome things.
Got a lot going on.
Awesome.
They are rock stars, and they come up with their own stuff, and that's they're great. So.
And that's what I mean. Like some people do work like that, and then some people, like myself, like to do this, and so they have that option, So just
yeah, absolutely.
She's working one-on-one with Melissa, and I mean that's pretty much, worth.
I know.
Priceless.
Take notes here with that.
Vicky has 29 years of upper management in Macy's before she retired Macy's and did Plexus. So she's got a lot to bring to the table, but she's a leader, and she doesn't necessarily I'm learning to be a leader. A lot of us are learning to be leaders, so we're leaning on each other, and she just goes, and that's awesome. I need people.
You would ask Vicky to share her takeaways from her luncheon with Melissa. I don't know, since you are her sponsor, and then maybe post the notes in the page.
I'll ask her.
That would be nice.
I love you, Audie. You're so awesome.
Well, there's 7 of us on here. There's 7 of us on here now. So if we we can figure out if we want to give each person our own week, or if we just want a day of the week. That's how my brain works really well. Thursdays are my day to invest in this whatever, but we can figure out what works for everyone. But I love it.
I like that too. Let's do 7 days a week.
Okay. Oh, there we go.
Because we all have different strengths. So somebody is really good about graphics. That is not my strength. So that is perfect,
I'm not organized at all. So there you go. Now you know my weakness.
Yeah, I like that. That's perfect. 7 people, 7 days. That's good. I like it.
Yeah.
Right. So each day we'll be posting in the group.
What's that?
So each day we'll be posting in the group.
For that week.
But yeah, we got to decide this. Are we
Do you
doing?
want to do a weekly challenge or?
Yeah, we need to figure that out. We should probably. I got to go do a preschool pickup.
Yeah.
So I got to go.
Let's do another call.
Okay.
Let's just get on another call
We'll do a
specifically
call or
for that.
thread.
We'll start a thread and maybe figure it out. Yeah.
Perfect.
Y'all look up No Sissies Road to Maui. It's a public page. It's one that was done, and it was very, very successful, and it could give us a gauge of kind of a format. No Sissies.
I think I remember that last year. Yeah, I remember seeing
Yeah, I was just on there. We can use a lot of those challenges. Those are good.
But it's
Love
a good,
it.
like, I don't
All
know
right.
how they formatted it, but it's at least a format.
All right, guys, I'm out. I gotta go.
Thanks.
Bye.
Love you
Thank you.
guys. Bye.
Thanks.
Bye.
So,
Bye.
well, have a good